Okay. Here we go. I think. Oh, this is the first stream. I have no idea how this works. We'll just go with it. Hi, hello. This is the stream. If you're watching it, it's probably the VOD. I am VShoujo ninth member. I don't actually know how many members they have, but we'll go with that number. And today I'm going to put an end to my terrible, terrible trilogy that I've created for no good discernible reason. Probably because of my loathing of the Lord up in heaven. And I'm going to be rating my weird childhood waifus that I had as a kid. Because I don't know why. I just thought it might be funny. And I really wanted to see how they hold up to current age, to the current era. Present day, present time. Hee ha ha grr. Guess I'll just go straight into it. As you can see, I have prepared a impeccable, amazing list of these waifus. And I shall now rank them. I don't know. Is there anything else I have to say? I don't think so. Which is good. You know, streaming is much more, I should say much less demanding than making videos. I'm not sure I enjoy it, but, you know. And also, if the audio turns out like shit, well, sucks to suck. I'll just make the VOD private, probably. Okay. So, let's not delay any further. And allow me to introduce the first waifu that I, as a child, had. I'll put her here for now. So this is... I forgot her name, I'll be honest. I'll be entirely honest. This is a girl from Akemega Kill. And I only remember her very vaguely. And I know that she's from Akemega Kill, so that's already a bad sign. It was a very questionable show that I saw. By the way, sorry if my model's freaking out. The problem with the model is that normally it's actually fairly expressive, but I have a piece of shit computer for the time being, which cannot run anything at the same time as like recording. Honestly, that's the only reason why I haven't been doing more things, is because the computer is pretty bad. And so, you know, the tracking gets laggy as hell. So apologies for that. We'll have to bear with it. This is the very initial embers of my extremely potent and impeccable VTubing career. You know what it is. Now, allow me to rate this woman, who I vaguely remember as if a dream or perhaps a memory. From Akemega Kill. I don't really remember what she does. Honestly, this is going to be like a very underwhelming first one. Because I don't remember much about her. I know that I liked her as a kid. And yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to think very hard on this. I'm trying to delay my rating. But you know what? I think I'll just... I mean, she's from that show, so I'll just put her here, I think, for now. And that's my only justification for it. I'll be real. Anyway. I'm very good at transitioning. I do have to say, I'm very great at that. So here's someone that is much more dear to my heart. This is Conchita from a very, very niche fandom that I was into as a kid, and sometimes I still revisit it. Very rarely, but I do. She's from a Vocaloid series, which might be apparent based on her appearance, because, you know, she's basically one of the funny Vocaloids. But she is much deeper than that, you know? Much deeper, much more intriguing, much more interesting, much more milfy, which I did notice while making the list is something of a recurring theme that we might delve into later. Or not, because, I mean, you're not my psychologist. At least I don't think so. So, Banika here, Banika Conchita, whose name is probably pronounced in a much more elegant way in Italian. She is from Evilius, which is a little Vocaloid series. Very fun. Very it's got lots of lore that is written across a lot of different sources, and I have no idea what it's about. There's a video on YouTube that's like Evilius 101, and it's like 2 fucking hours. So I'll be real, I have no idea. I have zero clue what it's actually about. I do know though that this girl, very sexy, very good. And I'm just gonna put her here, because if I don't, I will probably die. But more importantly, it is also my honest, unfiltered opinion. She eats things. She's something of a vor queen, if you will. And that's like the core of a character. But I think she's just very nice. I think she's just very neat. And I feel like anyone who knows her will get that. And anyone who doesn't, I'll probably sound like a weirdo if I try to explain it. I'll sound like a massive creep. Probably not a creep, but like a massive weirdo. And I don't feel like dealing with that right now. Because, I did forget to mention this. I guess I'm lightly drunk. Like, to some extent, yeah. Tipsy might be the better word. But I did drink before this to boost my confidence and eradicate my ability to say words. Because that's the kind of streamer I am. Only the highest, grandest quality for my viewer base, which currently consists of nobody. But that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it is though. I'm just here to fucking mess around, really. Speaking of messing around, that's a good segue, because here's Belle, I think that's her name, from Blood Lad, a series that... Oops, give me a sec. I'm reeling back from the alcohol. I need a moment. Oh dear. Oh boy. That's nice. Hopefully I don't have to go and vomit in the middle of the stream. That already happened in the fucking Pilk video. And I would appreciate not having to repeat it. More importantly, Belle Hydra. So Belle Hydra is something of a anomaly on the list, I think, because she's more of like a quirky character. Or, well, there are other quirky characters, but she's from Blood Lad, which is more like a comedy series than anything else. And she's kind of funny. She's a bit goofy. She's a bit quirky, yeah, like I said, kind of quirky. She goes places. She has a weird crush on the main character, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I feel like trying to describe anything is probably gonna only make the experience worse, because not only do I only vaguely remember these shows, but I'm also drunk at the moment, so my ability to recall things is not as exquisite as it could be. But I do remember that Belle is alright. I think I'll put her there, because she's fine, right? She's alright. I guess to some extent she's cute. Yeah. That's a good way to just put it. God, why the fuck am I doing? This is gonna be a disaster. Let's move on. I'll be happy if I can get this over with under like 30 minutes. Yeah, that's gonna be good. It's gonna be a bit of a flash stream, if you will. Just because this is extremely embarrassing, but, that's what I'm here for. I hurt myself, I humiliate myself, and that's my career. That's what I do for this community. I'm basically like Jesus, because I sacrifice my flesh to the greater good of mankind. Alright. So this is Churche, I think, from Fire Emblem Fates. No, from Awakening. I think she's from Awakening. That doesn't really matter that much. I mean, Fates and Awakening are basically the same game. And they both were... Oh my god, I forgot, to mention what the criteria are for these creatures on this list. And it's basically just I had to have like liked them as a kid, yeah. And what that means is until about 2015, I think the most recent series on the list is actually Fire Emblem Fates, which came out in 2016, but I still counted it because I was running out of ideas. And that's the kind of person I am. If I can skim corners, I will. If it's convenient for me. So here's Shershe. She's from Awakening, though, as far as I remember. She is Virian's assistant, I think, or vassal? Maid? Knight? I don't know. I don't remember. She's the competent one of the duo. She I, man, I struggle to remember some of these characters and why I like them. I think she just had the kind of elegant aura about her. I mean, I can get more in depth about some of these characters, but definitely not these two, the first two. And Conchita's a bit of a hard sell because she's from a very niche series. Anyway, Cherche, I'll say she's all right because I remember her being elegant. She was, she was competent, and she was something of a girl boss, something of a gatekeeper, which is very exquisite. Now, here is ooh, spicy, spicy. Here is Deidara from Naruto, and honestly, I don't think I'll have to move him from the mid taste, but I can talk about him more at depth than anything else, because Naruto, unlike some of these other series, was a very important and dear series to my little heart. Naruto was a part of my growing up, of my becoming a weeb. It was the first anime I saw, and I saw it on TV in a dubbed version of the original Naruto, not Shippuden. But I did go on to Shippuden, and I spent a lot of time doing cringeworthy things on Naruto forums in like 2014 or something. Yeah, very exquisite times. Those were the days when I didn't have to worry about anything. I just went on forums and I wrote Naruto fanfiction with Deidara. And I'm not sure whether Deidara counts as a waifu for me personally. Because more so, he was just... What's the new word? What's the new word that the kids are using on the Tumblrs? It's kinning. Yeah. I thought I could relate to Deidara at the time, I was a 12-year-old. That was the sort of thing I was doing, relating to Naruto characters. I like the explosion thing. I thought the mouths are, those could be pretty handy. Those could be pretty handy in certain situations. Not gonna elaborate on that, but I will say that I was not the nicest and most purest kid on the block. I was something of a freak, and that's perhaps why Deidara is on the list in the first place. He's a fun character. As much as I don't really watch shonen anymore, he was a fun guy. I enjoyed his writing. I think I'll say that I did. And I may have or may have not, as a child that was 12 years old, read a few Deidara or Deidara accessory doujins. Why the fuck am I saying this online, man? Well, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'll just move on instead of dwelling on it. Here is Blue Girl from Toradora. And she is one of the only girls from Toradora that I fucking remember. Because I have problems with long-term memory, apparently. Nah. It's just, I didn't actually enjoy Toradora that much. But she was my favorite character, I think. Out of the girls, she was my favorite one. She was a bit unhinged, from what I remember. She had like, her biggest character moment was a mental breakdown, I think. I do believe that was the case, yeah. That was very exciting for me, It's part of the girl boss trend going on. Because, yeah. looking at the list, there's a lot of girl boss gatekeeping and gaslighting. And maybe that says something about me that I don't want to be said. But Blue Girl from Toradora can honestly stay in mid-taste. Because Toradora, as much as I did watch it as a kid, and I watched it, kind of enjoyed it. Retroactively, I don't know. It's not that exciting to me. It's not that exciting. And I just can't say much about her, as much as I want to. But someone who I can say a lot about, Grell Sutcliffe. I'll just put you right here, Grell, my beloved. Oh dear. Black Butler is also one of the series that I watched earlier on in my... Oh, I gotta sneeze, maybe. Nuts. Hold on. I think I'm good. But I might just randomly sneeze and obliterate the microphone. So that's that. I do have a pop filter. Also, I have no idea whether I'm at like a good distance from the microphone. It's possible that I'm like way too far from it. But that happens to all of us sometimes, potentially. More to the point. Grell Sutcliffe from Black Butler. Black Butler being a series that I had probably the most amount of cringy, terrible posts about on Google Plus when that was still a thing. Those were the days. Google Plus is something of a relic. It doesn't exist anymore, if I remember correctly. And it does tie back in with Toradora, because I did have a Taiga profile picture on it. And I went to anime groups, and I posted... I liked and posted memes. Or sorry, it was a +1. But I +1'd memes about, like... If you call anime a cartoon one more time, I'm going to kill you! And that was the sort of content that I was sharing. And a lot of that content was about Black Butler. And specifically Grell Sutcliffe, who is another unhinged creature, more so than a waifu on this list. Together with like Deidara Bell and the blue hair girl. I forgot her name, I'm really sorry. But I did. That's 2 on the list that I've already forgotten the names of. Well, you can't expect everyone to have good long-term memory, right? Especially for series that I really have not bothered to rewatch. It is what it is. It be what it be. So, Grell Sutcliffe. I think that's how you pronounce it. Like I said, very dear to my heart. And I believe she belongs in S tier, or exquisite taste as it is here. Ooh, isn't that music a bit too loud? Give me a single second. It might not actually be, but, I just want to make sure. Because the audio is probably going to be a bit dodgy, if we're being real. Ooh. So where the fuck was I? When I'm drunk, I have advanced ADHD. I was on about Grell. I was on about how I really liked her as a kid for some reason. I'm not sure if I recall why, but I did like the unhinged aspect. And, back in the day, that was when, like, glomping people at conventions without consent was considered, like, the pinnacle of being a weeb. So I think it makes sense. But even the modern iterations, I think are good for modern audiences. Like, I saw Book of the Atlantic. It was actually pretty good, which I was surprised at. Because, Black Butler, the first one, has a good first, 3 episodes. The rest is meh. And the second one is really bad. But I will say, Book of the Atlantic was pretty good. As far as I remember. And Grell was good in it as well. Yeah. I think Grell is just really good taste. Grell is good civilization. And I will stand behind that. I will. And we are not done with the unhinged maniacs either. Because here is Hanji from Attack on Titan. And I will be considering both the manga and the anime at once. So, Hanji from the anime is alright. I do like the manga Hanji a bit better, I think. Except for chapter 139, which I do not want. And I do not want to think about it until I die. And after that, for 10 years at least. Because that thing was something of a disaster. As was most of the build up to it, if we're being honest. Yeah, that's a hot take, right? I don't think it's a hot take. It's actually the common opinion, which makes me not special. But Hanji is good taste. They are, at first, pretty endearing, I think, with the Titan thing. And later on, they lose some of their edge, I think, but they're still good. They're still good. Not exquisite, but good. Hanji is good taste. And with Hanji sorted, we begin to enter game territory here, which I don't have a lot of game characters here, but here is one of them. Here is Irelia from League of Legends, who was my favorite character back in 2015, I think. That was 2015, yeah, 7 years ago or so. I was pretty young back then, and I played League of Legends, which was a mistake on my part. But I did like Irelia. I don't know how you pronounce it. This is the old version. I do think the new version, by the way, is way hotter. Like, the new version with the thick eyebrows, way prettier. And the art is obviously way better, but it would be unfair to put that one in because I don't remember that one. That one's new. This one is the one I grew up with. And I'll put her in alright taste, I think, as well. There's not a lot to be said about her. Because she's a League character, and I do understand that Riot nowadays tries to pretend that League of Legends characters have lore and interesting stuff about them, but it's just not true. My eyes are just drooping, by the way. My eyelids are heavy. It is late into the night. I am drunk. This is going to be a quick stream, and it's going to be better for it. I can't even... I don't think I even can be entertaining for an extended period of time, so... You know? This is going to be like a blot on my channel. 2 years from now on, if anyone brings this stream up, I'm going to execute them. It's going to be on site. I'm just going to pull out a gun. I'm going to shoot a bullet, and it's going to go around the earth to wherever you are, and you're going to die. That's how it's going to go. So, who is this? This is... Oh, yeah. This is Index Kanzaki. Is she... Yeah, she is. She's Kanzaki, I think. She is a cool girl with a sword, and she is honestly kind of met taste, if I consider it nowadays. Just cause, not cause she's a terrible character or anything, even though I thought the anime version... I like the light novels of Index way more than the anime, I have to say. And the anime version, which is what we're considering right now, because I didn't read the light novels as a kid, the anime version is kind of more... I just think her execution is kind of lacking. Especially in that one fight against, like, the angel. And she's just talking. And it's kind of, like, not interesting. So I'll put her in meh taste. For now. That is how it is. Mostly just because, as I was going to say, but I have drunk ADHD. It's mostly just because there's way better waifus in Index. You know? Like, Accelerator. Tomoe. Wait, is that her name? Mami, right? Tomoe Mami, right? I think that's her name. Should be. Mami. The only acceptable waifu in all of Madoka. If you have any other waifu, I feel like you're probably on a watch list. But Mami is good. She is she's a pretty tragic character, and I like that. I'm a very big fan of tragedies. I don't really watch happy things because I am sad. And that's like my one personality trait. So, Mammy is great for me. She's a tragic character. She never gets anything good, though. I kind of wish something nice would happen to her for once, but, you can't win them all. I do still think she's a very nice girl. She just wants to have a friend, and it kind of sucks that she always gets the short end of the stick, loses her head in multiple ways. I wish I just I wish nice things for her, even though they're never gonna happen. And here, oh dear, I forgot I put her here. So Hatsune Miku. This is Hatsune Miku, by the way. I just took a picture from Google Images. I was tempted to pick like the original Krypton illustration, but I'm a coward, so I didn't. But Hatsune Miku, some would say my first waifu. Oh, and I did forget to say, some of the characters on this list might be underage, but I think that's fine because I made the list, or well, the list was kind of created in my mind when I was a child. So really, who cares? And Hatsune Miku, isn't it kind of weird? If we're going by official like Hatsune Miku Krypton lore, she was 16 when she debuted, right? And that was in 2000 and like 7 or something. From what I remember, now she's like 30, 31 or something. Can you believe that? Hatsune Miku is canonically now like 31. Even though they probably want to go for like the Ash Ketchum angle of her never aging, I think we need to see more middle age, like midlife crisis Miku, which honestly we kind of see every day with how Vocaloid has evolved. Anyway, Hatsune Miku rules the world. It's hers. It's the song, World is Hers. That is true. She is the queen. She made Minecraft. She wrote Harry Potter, which was kind of an L. But she did do it, and millennials like it. I don't like millennials, but millennials like it. And there is a lot of millennials, so it has to be good. That's the reasoning I'm going for right now. Well, then again, there's a lot of people that... maybe that's bad logic. I was going to say something that might get me banned on YouTube. So, for that reason, I'm just going to put Miku in S, because this tier list canonically belongs to her. It just does. It does. And there's nothing we can do about it. Bacano, right? Am I right? Bacano. That's a series that exists. And it's very good. Bacano is very underrated. I wish more people would watch it. The position on this list was split between Nice here and Miria. But I just think Miria is a clown. I love her, but I don't think she's really what you consider a waifu for me. She's stupid. She's goofy. She probably thinks 9 plus 10 is 21. And it's not right. But if she said it to me, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. And I'm proud of you. But this isn't about her. This is about Nice. She's alright. Honestly, I thought I'd be more enthusiastic about her, but she's just alright from my little memories that I've got. I mean, she's already dating somebody, and he's kind of a loser. So maybe she has bad taste. Maybe she wouldn't appreciate me. Because I'm extremely masculine, and I am an extremely self-confident and successful person. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, that's just not true. But I do think she's fun, like all Bacano characters, because all of them are fun. Maybe the blonde guy who beats the shit out of everyone is more of a waifu to me. Which is why she only goes into all right. Because she was fun, but she's not like my ideal preference at all. I did like her explosion scenes, her just blowing stuff up with the other guy whose name was like Jacuzzi or something. Was it? Probably wasn't. But they were good. They were good. Here's Fire Emblem Fates. Here's Reina. I misremembered her name as Saruina, but it's Reina, and I did look up, and that is what it is. And she goes into good taste because she is pretty cool. I barely remember her backstory, but I think it's like sad or something. And she's kind of psychotic. She's also a girl boss. And I enjoy that. I do enjoy that. So she gets to go into the apex of good taste. She was my favorite unit in Fire Emblem Fates, I think. And if I played male Corrin, I would have gone for it. But I played female Corrin because I don't like the male design. And I don't think anyone does. Which is just like a thing in Fire Emblem. Ever since the 3DS era, I think people just genuinely ignore that the male characters even exist. Like, I saw some male Byleth here and there, but fucking barely any of them. And the most of the male Byleth that I did see was either on, like, yaoi stuff, or it was stuff where Byleth had a fishing, like, shirt and a fishing hat, and it was like, women fear me, fish fear me, I walk alone upon this barren earth, men turn their gaze in shame, or something like that. Or MILF, man, I love fishing. And I do. But Byleth is way younger than all these characters, so I can't even put him on the list. What I can do, though, is put Sakura Mato on the list. And Sakura... so, for more context, I think this is Stay Night Sakura. I don't remember where this screenshot is from, but it's from either the movie or the anime. And the Sakura that I, as a connoisseur, enjoyed as a child was the one from the visual novel. And honestly, that version is way better, I will say. Just because she murders people, man. In the anime or in the movies, the scenes where she kills people are pretty tame, but in the visual novel, that stuff gets over described. Like, and I kind of wish they kept it, especially when it comes to Shinji. I wish they brutally mutilated Shinji to the point where you can't even recognize the shape of his corpse. But, you know, just because she killed Shinji, actually. So that kind of puts her here. And while I like Rin more... Yeah. Nowadays I do like Rin way more. I didn't appreciate her as a child that much. But I think Sakura still is good taste. I think the most mid-waifu out of the original light novels is Saber. That's just my opinion. I know some people like Saber because funny burger, but not that big a fan of her like whole shtick. Oops. But a shtick that I do appreciate more, Satsuki Kiryoin from Kill la Kill. She has boots that clap. No, I mean, it's the heels that clap, but the heels are attached to the shoes, and she's got them. And she, I think, goes into good taste. Maybe in front of Hanji. Now she... Yeah. You know, I'll do it like this. Sorry, Hanji. Nothing personal. I just like the rest of them a bit more. Yeah, you know what? There you go. We'll do this. This is good. We'll do this. I'll put Satsuki in good taste just because she is good taste, and I don't think anyone can really disagree. If you've seen Kill la Kill, you know. She's probably the best from that series, in my personal opinion. Man, I need to wrap this up. I'm falling asleep. Seiga Kaku from 10 Desires is honestly exquisite taste. Not in front of Miku. Miku has to be at the top of the list, because otherwise I will die. She will hunt me down and kill me. But if I could, I might have placed Sega at the very top. She is very good. She, I mean, well, technically, you know what? Maybe she should be here, actually. I did remember that I have this tier. And she kind of belongs in it. Yeah. I mean, she's fucked up. But it's okay. I forgive all of her crimes because she is very, very pretty. And that's all this that's my only standard. Now, I just really like the kind of morally dubious but very elegant appearing characters. I just think I think that's pretty fun. I think it's a fun concept. And you know, she's a hermit, she's a Taoist. I'm also a Taoist to some extent. I gotta stop saying that. But I'm also a Taoist, and she's just very nice. I mean, have you seen her? Now you have. She does a lot of messed up things, which is true. And they are pretty messed up, especially if you've seen Suikakasen. Very very sad, that one, and she is responsible for a lot of it. But I do not mind as long as she steps on me, I'll be fine with it. Uh yeah, I feel like maybe I shouldn't talk too much about her because if I do, this video will be even more like banished to the shadow realm as time goes on. Oh, hi there, Chandris. She's a Warcraft 3 unit. She's like she the yeah, I might have lost for words. Why even put this here? I think I did it as a joke. Now it's just embarrassing. This is Chandris. I mean, she's a night elf from Warcraft, so her name's sort of like Feather Moon or Shadow Moon or something like that. Maybe Moon Feather. She's Chandris, Moon Feather, Moon Shadow, Death Shadow. That's her name now. And she has about 2 pixels. And that's all I need in a woman, really. It's all I need in a waifu. I I don't know what to say about this. She has like 2 lines. She has like 2, maybe 3 lines in the entirety of the game. And the only reason she's here is because Warcraft 3 was a major part of my childhood, as was all of Blizzard, rest in peace. Which is why I really am sad about what's happening to it nowadays. But Blizzard was super integral to me, and Warcraft 3 especially. A lot of creativity from me went into it. And she's like one of the only, to my childhood self, good-looking units of the entire game. I guess I put her there for that reason. But she has like 3 lines. If we're being real, she's poor taste. She's not even mid. Because to be in mid, you have to have a character. You have to have a character that, like, can be called mid. But she just does not have one. I think she gets elaborated on in World of Warcraft, but I'm not a loser, so I didn't play Alliance. So I cannot say whether that is true or not. Dear fucking god, we're almost at the end. Suwon from Akatsuki no Yona, from Yona of the Dawn. Suwon. He is a very morally dubious character. He's something of a girl boss himself, if I do say so myself. I do like his character. I'm a manga reader. I do really enjoy his character because, you know, he's set up to be a villain, but he's kind of like Griffith in a way, where he's more so just dubious. Less dubious than Griffith. Griffith is a menace and a war criminal. And the only reason why Griffith is not on the list is because I didn't read Berserk as a kid. I thought it was weird. I thought it was for weirdos. I was like, no, get that out of here. I gotta watch Naruto episode 564. but more importantly, Suwon, who also has that sort of feminine elegance like Griffith, and who is something of a war criminal as well. But the thing about him is that he is a pretty complex character, and I really like that about him. And Yona is a kind of like an otome shoujo show, but it's also a very good period drama in a fake period, but it's based on a real period. And I think it does a very good job of portraying the kind of aesthetic. I'm just, I'm just speaking about Yona in general right now, but Suwon is complex, and I like that about him the most. He does bad things, but he's not only is he conflicted about it, he does it for a reason that he believes is good. He believes it's a pure reason. And that's why I'm gonna put Suwon in good taste, even though most people would probably crucify me for saying it. And most of those people are anime watchers, so they can go suck it. Here's this girl. She's Red Girl from Blue Exorcist. I'm just gonna put her in mid. She goes here. She's the original like Genshin girl who pulls sword out of boob. I think. Yeah, she does, right? She does. I believe she does. Oops. Ugh. Yeah, the alcohol is really paying off right now. Ooh, I might. No, it's good. It's good. Red Girl from Blue Exorcist. She's like, from what I remember, she's like a cool female character that does stuff. She's also an alcoholic, I think, like Miss Sato. I didn't put any Evangelion girls here because every single character, every single female character in Evangelion is unhinged, a minor, or both. And one of them's a groomer too. But we don't talk about that. Mid taste, I think, is the answer for Red Girl. Because she's just not interesting enough for me to remember much about her. I don't even remember whether she was a drunk or not. Hey, speaking of mid taste, this girl from Naruto Shippuden, uh, Yugito Ni, I think, or something like that. She is the two-tailed cat, I think, 2 or 3. She's either the 2 tails or the 3 tails. She has a blue cat, and in the show, she shows up and she dies, and then she's brought to life, and then she doesn't have a character because she's a zombie, and that's like all there is to her as well. But the reason why I liked her as a kid was just because I thought she was kind of hot. And that's the only reason. I just thought, yeah, together with the Mizukage, I think, the girl that spits lava, she was very nice as well. But my childhood ass really liked Yugito here. Just, yeah, I don't know whether. Yeah, no, it was purely for aesthetic reasons. Let's be real. And nowadays, where I appreciate character as well and personality, I have to say mid, because I don't think she has either one of those. On the other hand, Yukari Yakumo, S tier, easy S tier. She is one of the Toho MILFs who are ever present in my mind. And after playing through a wait, fuck, was it 7? I think it's 7, right? Thor 7, I think she is from. She should be more or less. Yeah, imperishable cherry blossom of undefined animism. That's her. Yukari Yakumo. She's an old hag. She opens holes in things that shouldn't have holes. And I think her power, which is to manipulate any boundary, is really underexplored. Because when you think about it, she can control the boundary between life and death, between like being healed and being wounded, between now and then. She could theoretically do anything. And I think she is acknowledged as one of the most like powerful beings in Gensokyo or whatever. But I still think they don't really explore the limits of that power fully. More importantly, I just think she's kind of cool. And she is pretty hot. Uh, yeah, there is a theme in this list of young me really liking older women, and that is something that has not changed, I think. I do appreciate older women, and when people like go on about, especially when like 30-year-olds on Reddit go on about how my waifu is like a generic high school girl that's really like 16. I have to think every time. I don't even feel that judgmental. I just have to think, why? She's like 16, man. And it seems like that was influenced by my childhood fairly deeply. Indeed. Medusa. Medusa goes to hell. Medusa goes to hell. I'd love to put her here, but she kind of belongs here. Doesn't mean that I don't think she is not attractive. I think she... okay, I hate to admit it, but of all of these, even as a kid and even now, I still think she is probably the most attractive out of all of them. And I really don't understand why. And I hate that I'm exposing myself like this. Because she is a terrible, horrendous person who does unspeakable things to her family, to everyone around her, to her subordinates. She is a terrible person. But she also she was also like my awakening as a child. And she continues to be into this age and day and present day, present time. Hee hee, ha ha, grr. And that's the list, I think. That's the fucking list. This is the list. This was my stream. This was my first stream. It's gonna be probably my last stream because I do not enjoy streaming. Unless someone begs it out of me, I don't know. But yes, streaming. Yes, this is the stream. I made the list. Now I can go to sleep. That was the deal that I made with the devil. He said, if you want to go to sleep, you gotta go make a list of anime characters on the internet. Otherwise, I will not allow it to thee. And I said, that's weirdly specific, but fine. And now I'm here. Now I'm here. The list has been done. And you know what? That's good enough for me. I'm leaving. Fuck off. I'm sorry, I was rude. I promise I won't be as rude anymore. I really need to go to sleep. Why am I... Oh. Bye. Goodbye. I forgot to say my catchphrase at the beginning of the stream, which is like, welcome to the freak show. Hee 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 hee. Welcome, goodbye. The Beatles reference.